Happy Friday, Rancho Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. This week, the main highlight is that Abe started his second vial for his allergies. So if you remember, each vial has a higher strength of what he is allergic to. So today was actually the second shot of the second vial. And with these, they progressively get further in duration, meaning it was 5 days in between the first shot and the second shot. And then ultimately, by the time that the vial is done, it will be a month. And then when we get to the third vial, it's a month in between shots. So he's been doing pretty well. He actually ran this week, which isn't unusual for him. But what is unusual is that he didn't cough this time. So normally what had been happening is that his coughing is triggered by his level of activity. So he ran all the way from almost the fourth pasture up to the barn. And when he came in, he was huffing and puffing, but no coughing, which is a definite improvement. So we're making progress on that front, which I'm thrilled about. If you remember from last week, we're also dealing with some kind of mass on his neck, and we were to continue the icing and the pain ointment, and there really hasn't been much change. It hasn't gone down anymore. It has gone up on some times when I'm icing it, and then it goes back down after icing it, but it hasn't decreased in size anymore. So at this point, we are just going to leave it alone and monitor it and see what happens. Because of the flies, which are absolutely, hi buddy, which are absolutely ridiculous this year. They're early and they're super heavy, meaning the horses are not happy campers. But because the flies are so bad this year, any kind of procedure on him is not going, it's going to be next to impossible to keep the flies away from it. And because of where it is, it's just going to be very difficult to keep it clean. So we're going to keep an eye out and monitor it, and hopefully it doesn't get any bigger, and it just stays the same size and just acts like the rest of his lumps and bumps that he has. And then we won't have to do any procedures on him. Because any scenario is not going to be of treating this other than leaving it alone is not going to go well. Just because if we have to put him in a stall, he's not going to be happy being separated from Charlie, which means that we would have to somehow confine Charlie, which he's not used to. So it's just a bad scenario all the way around. So hopefully it just stays the size that it is now, and we're able to just leave it alone and move on from there. But other than that, he's doing very well. He's moving around fine. He's doing okay. He likes the fact that the shots are further in, are more days apart. And if you're wondering what Charlie's doing in the back, Charlie cannot stand flies, so he is rubbing himself and trying to get the flies off of him. So that is what he's doing. Yes, he is part Gumby. But Abe is doing really, really well. He really is. He has changed a lot as far as his personality goes, being more calm. And even, you know, in the mornings, he knows that I'm coming out to ice him. He usually meets me. I walk all the way up to the 4th pasture in the morning to do his icing, and he's fine. He walks right up, and I think he actually enjoys it because it is a little warm out. It's cooler the past couple of days, but when he was really in the middle of icing, it was really hot for him. So, but that is how Abe is doing. Let's go see Lulu. So Louie is doing very well. He doesn't have anything going on, which is a good thing for him. He has really been enjoying the pasture, and he looks really good. And right now you can see, maybe you can see, he has some Equispot on him. Actually, they all do. And it's to keep the ticks away, which are really, really bad this year too. He's running really well. When they come off the 4th pasture, when it's time to eat dinner, he looks beautiful. He really does. And that's, I think, is one reason why he's looking more toned, is because of the amount of exercise that he's really getting. So he looks great running. He isn't having, I should knock on wood with this, but he hasn't had any neurological episodes, even though it's been really hot. He's been fine. And, you know, sometimes after he does run, he will have a neurological episode. That hasn't been the case either. So he's doing wonderfully. And I might add, he's not on anything right now. He made the decision partway through the winter, more towards the spring, that he was not interested in taking any more medication that has to do with his neurological condition. So he's on nothing right now, and he's doing absolutely wonderful. So I'm so happy about that. It's nice to see that we've got him to a level where he's happy. You know, it's obvious that he's happy, and I think it's a combination of he's out on pasture, and we put him on the ulcer regiment, and he's eating faster. He's happier. You can touch him on his belly and he doesn't react. So I think all of these things together, we finally got all the planets aligning, and we've got him to where he needs to be. So he's happy, other than the flies. Fortunately, with the Equispot that's on him, in addition to the ticks, for him, it is supposed to anyway, but specifically for him, the flies lessen around him. The rest of the boys, not so much, but him specifically, the Equispot works for him. So that's a good thing too. So now he's happy with that too, because if you would have seen him about half an hour ago, you would have seen how miserable he was with all the flies. And it's not good for him to be stomping his feet and going it, just because he does have thoroughbred hoofs, which means that you're probably going to see him roll right now. Yay, a live roll. So when horses roll, that means that they're, especially with this close to a human, that they feel really comfortable and safe. which is a good thing. It's also nice to see him roll, because for the longest time, he would not. He wouldn't lay down, he wouldn't roll. Good job, buddy. So, there we go, a treat that you get to see Louie roll. So the other thing that happened this week that you guys may have seen is that our mascot, Clyde, went on a little adventure to Highmark Stadium to announce that we are taking part in Give 716 this year, as we have the last several years. So the reason that we were at Highmark is that we were picking up our information for the event and our t-shirts, and the Bills and the Sabres Foundation are the ones that have put this all together. They did from the very beginning. It was a joint effort between the Bills Foundation and the Sabres Foundation to help nonprofits during COVID. Because it did so well, they made the decision to continue on, and they have for all of these years. So that's why we were at Highmark Stadium. Thank you to the Bills Foundation and the Sabres Foundation for helping nonprofits. It doesn't matter what size, which is hugely important. Usually it's the larger organizations that get the love, and it's nice to see that the smaller nonprofits in Western New York are getting some love too. As in previous years, there will be power hours, meaning that different sponsors will be ponying up $10,000, $50,000, where then it's going to be matched. And there's also grants where they call them grants, but essentially if during those power hours you're receiving donations, then you are eligible for grants during that time. So I'll be providing much more information on all of this and what the power hours are and what some of the incentives are in the upcoming weeks. Before you know it, Give 716 is going to be here. It starts at 7:16 on July 15th and runs all the way through to 11:59 on the 16th. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of opportunity for us. Specifically, the huge part is the matching gifts. You give $10 and there's an opportunity to turn it into 20. So we're super excited about it, and we've done well, and we're hoping to do well again this year. We are fundraising to pay for the shipping container that we bought to hold the extra hay that we need. Right now, yes, we only have 2 horses, but there's a full intention before the winter that we will be bringing on some more horses. So we need to be prepared for that. It's in the works. We're constantly getting contacted about horses that need help. So stay tuned for that as well. I don't like to mention it, to advertise or publicize what's going on behind the scenes as far as that goes, because you don't want to scare off the people who might be surrendering their horses. So trust me, we will not be going into winter with only 2 horses. At some point, we will get some more That's just how the universe works for us. All right, Roanchar Ranchers, that's pretty much it for this week. I hope that everyone has a great and safe 4th of July. You know, be careful with the fireworks, and if you have, if you have animals, keep them safe as well. We will probably be locking everybody up here, because normally there is a big fireworks display in this area by a neighbor, who does not take into consideration the fact that there are, neighbors with horses and just, even kids or dogs who do not like the loud noise. So we will be bringing the boys off the 4th pasture and putting them up here so that they can hopefully not be affected as much. All right, Roanchar Ranchers, that's it from here. Hope everybody is well and be safe. Thanks, everyone.